Welcome to the Creative Play and Podcast Network. Join us as we share our favorite RPGs, one-shot games, tabletop games, reviews, and convention panels. Sit back and enjoy the show.
Hi, this is Kelly, aka Trixie from Ragnarok and Roll, assigned to Ragnarok Story, and Tilda Wimblewick from D&D Journey of the 5th Edition. First off, I would just like to say thank you to everyone for listening to our varied adventures, as well as for rating us on iTunes and RPGpodcast.com. If you haven't rated us yet, we would greatly appreciate it if you could. And if you're looking for more ways to support our efforts, we are now on Patreon, a great site where you can help us continue making more podcasts, as well as some special surprises for our patrons. If you can, please look us up at www.patreon.com/cppn. Every little bit helps. And again, thank you for listening.
Hey guys, Jim here,
And Kelly.
and we are back for another hashtag RPGaDay 2026. We are up to August the 9th.
Where is the month going?
I don't know, but I am privileged to be this far into the month. How about that?
Yeah. Okay. I see you.
As I have a cat attacking me for my food. So, privilege. Sunday, August the 9th. I'll say the date one more time and I might get a privileged answer out of myself.
Well, I do have an answer for privilege in regards to RPGs, but it's I'm going to reference or I'm going to talk. There is a book called The Privilege of Play by author Aaron Trammell. And basically, it's a story of the white masculinity in geek culture through history of hobby gaming.
Oh.
That's a brief synopsis. So, and of course, it discusses all the different, the geek culture, because I mean, it's, very, very popular right now. But it comes from, things are getting, I think, a little better. There hasn't always been really a place for Black, Indigenous people of color, and that in the typical gaming. Exactly. It is getting better. I mean, they are, but really they're only recently making forays into this to make it more, universal for people, approachable. So, saying a privilege to play. Yeah, I mean, I'm very privileged. But even as a woman, I'm like, I've gone into some spaces that were decidedly unfriendly. I was not privileged enough to be part of their crew. Just because, I'm a girl. And I started gaming in the early 80s. So I can definitely, there has been a very distinct sort of privilege in the hobby gaming and RPG. So if you want to read something very interesting that discusses this, primarily from the Black, Indigenous, and people of color point of view, I highly recommend it. Again, that's The Privilege of Play by Aaron Trammell.
I'm going to have to look that up and get the links for Amazon. Yeah, that's a good one because, see, I mean, there's a reason why I love where events like RingCon has the women's gaming space, because that's totally a beautiful concept, because that way if you don't feel comfortable gaming around the usual gaming crowds, you can have a safe place where you can still get your game on, because damn it, everyone deserves the privilege of getting the game. That's
exactly.
There should be no gatekeeping when it comes to gaming.
Yeah. I mean, remember the first time that you and I went to, it was, wasn't a con, it was not a con.
Not a guy.
But they had, I was like, and you suggested, hey, why don't you join that game? And I'm like,
Uh-huh.
what? Me? Play in public
In
with
public?
like strangers? I was like, no, they're going to be mean and they're going to be. But no, I'm glad I did. It did give me, it helped me be more outgoing towards that
Mhm.
type of thing in future. And I was very lucky. The table was very opening and welcoming.
Mhm.
Okay, but that's not always the case. I mean, whether it's they're just an overall distinct, we don't want you here vibe, to microaggressions, to
Uh-huh.
um I was privileged to be able to play. And and I don't want to take, I don't want to uh I, I need to, make sure that I understand that not everybody feels as welcome.
Mhm.
And if I have anything to say about it, you darn well know I'm like, yeah, come on, let's play.
I mean, there's a reason why I have no problem if somebody wants to sit and watch a game happen because I've been privileged to play under many GMs and with many diverse groups. And I will say some of those groups do make me feel more privileged to be gaming with my regular groups and more thankful for my regular groups, especially when it comes to playing games that require spotlight sharing because not every
Uh,
group intrinsically understands that you can't be the main character all the time in a tabletop setting.
we've
It's got to
switched
be.
off of the we've switched off of basically the privilege of play, uh uh what the book it was about. So
Mhm.
we're just saying we're going to stop there for the item that I brought up, and we'll
Okay.
switch over to another,
To mine?
so that because the book's not discussing that
Okay.
type of thing. So let's just switch gears.
Well, see,
Okay,
that's what I
but go
was
ahead and
doing was
continue.
just organically switching into my turn
Yes,
now.
but I want the readers to know that this is complete. We have switched
Mhm.
to a different,
Different
because
subject.
exactly.
But
It's just what I.
but I will throw out the humble pie out there of remember gaming is a privilege. We all deserve that privilege, but it is a privilege to both have a table full of great players if you're a GM and a table with a GM because I get asked all the time in my free to run games. So just know as a player, know that you have the privilege to being at the table, so be a good sport and a good team player, and just social contract that that just be grateful that you got a spot at the table because sadly some groups don't have that, and thank God there's the internet gaming that can help give folks that don't have the communities the privilege
Yep,
to game because again nobody should be gatekeeping gaming. Gaming should be for everyone. And of course, I will throw the
agree.
caveat out there. Just because you don't like the game, it could be it's not your game in regards to it's not the setting or the story that you like. And if so, speak up. It could be session zero questions that would help you click with the setting. Because I've had players say, yeah, I was in this group, but the game just didn't click. And usually I ask the questions of, okay, so was it the gameplay that didn't click, the player group that didn't click, or was it just the setting and story that didn't click? Because so often folks will, I mean, I know I have the privilege when I'm reading a book and I'm just like, okay, 3 chapters in, it's not my book. It's this book wasn't, you know, wrote for me and I'm just going to put it down because sometimes you just need to know when it's, you got to recuse yourself.
It's funny that you said that. When I was young, I always had this, and I still have a minor completionist complex, where I thought that but when I was young, I thought, oh, well, if you start a book, you need to finish it, and unless it was a school book, but like a novel. And I would
Mhm.
force myself to finish books that I hated, you know, and then I got to George R. R. Martin, and I'm like, nope.
Oh,
I I read the first 2 books because my mom kept saying, "It's gonna get better. It's gonna get, it's awesome. You're gonna like it." Like, nope, I'm done with this.
It really doesn't get better. I mean, you just got to
No,
survive through it. And if you're not enjoying it, why read it? Because
exactly. I read to, relax, to escape. Yeah, I expect there has to be a certain amount of drama and bad things happen and good things happen. But when it's all just bad, sorry, nope.
it's like someone went through all of European history and took all the sad story beats and just rammed them back to you.
Yep.
But just remember, life is full of privileges, and accept when you have a privilege that you are lucky. Because I admit I am often a lucky SOB because I have lots of good friends and lots of good gaming groups, lots of good role players that love to play it up to the nines. And I have a great game store just down the street that has a great community on its own, and it's got a bar. We're privileged to have a bar in the store. and that's no secret that the Short Rest Tavern's
Okay,
back in TGG. So I think that's a good place to wrap it up for privilege.
I think so.
I mean, I'll even throw the bad dad joke of we are privileged to wrap it up at this point.
That's not a bad joke. That's not even a joke.
It's not even a bad dad joke. I got a giggle
Nope,
out of you though.
sorry.
So we
No, that
will.
was kind of a
Was that a
snort,
pity
but
laugh? Did you give me a pity laugh?
no, honey, I would never do that.
Wow. You just keep that secret to yourself. How about that? And that is
Like
tomorrow's
you.
prompt, which is secret. Alrighty, guys. Thank you for listening, and we'll be back tomorrow.
Bye.
Thank you for listening to the Creative Playing Podcast Network. If you enjoyed our show, please check out D&D Journey of the 5th Edition and Ragnarok Enroll a Scion Hero to Ragnarok Story. Also, check out our Patreon page for more content and behind-the-scenes things, as well as joining us for a one-shot game or two.